Eastern Conference round one. We're going to kick it off with the number one seed in the Eastern Conference. Actually, the best team pretty much overall from a standing standpoint all season. The Milwaukee Bucks, led by the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. They're taking on the Detroit Pistons. Obviously, the Bucks have home court, and I expect them to take care of the Detroit Pistons quickly. All right, here's my thing. Giannis wants these LeBron-like expectations. He kind of walks with that swagger on the court. Not necessarily got it off the court yet, but on the court he has that swagger. Well, if you remember back in LeBron's career, when he finally got it together with those Cleveland, even with the Cleveland Cavalier teams, he never lost in the first round. One thing LeBron was great at was winning first round series dominantly, sending that message to the rest of the Eastern Conference. I'm at home watching you while you're still finishing your first round. LeBron was great at that. Giannis, if you're the next step, here's your opportunity. Speaking of Giannis, I think what's going to happen in this series is Giannis and Blake Griffin are going to pretty much wash out statistically. I think they're both going to have great series, right? No matter how many games this bad boy goes. I think Blake's going to put up great stats. Giannis is going to put up great stats. But I think Giannis's stats will mean more. I think he'll have more of an impact than Blake will. Like, I think Blake could go out and get you 35 a game in this series, but it doesn't necessarily change anything the Milwaukee Bucks will do defensively. If Giannis goes out and gets you 35, I mean, that means probably double teams are coming his way, collapsing that defense, and shooters are going to be open everywhere. So I think Giannis' 35 will be more effective than Blake Griffin's 35. And I love Blake. He's having a phenomenal season. Could very well be the third or fourth best player in the Eastern Conference. That Detroit Pistons team just simply doesn't have enough firepower to compete. Their second best player, Andre Drummond, I mean, he's a poor man's DeAndre Jordan. I think he's actually a little more of a Ben Wallace type player, but again, doesn't have the rim protection that Ben Wallace had. He really struggles to score the basketball when in a pressure situation. I can't count on him, man. So I'm giving Milwaukee Bucks this series in 5 games. I think the X factor of the series, look for Eric Bledsoe to have a big series. Remember last year in the first round, as the Bucks got eliminated in 7 games to the Boston Celtics. Remember last year, Bledsoe and Terry Rozier kind of went at it for a few games. And you know, I don't want to be the one to say it, but Terry Rozier got the better of Eric Bledsoe pretty much most of that series. With Malcolm Brogdon out of the lineup for the first round for the Bucks, should be back second round-ish, maybe midway through. Bledsoe's going to have a lot of responsibility, but a lot of opportunity. And I expect him to capitalize on the opportunities that he will have and help the Bucks win this bad boy in 5. My only concern with the number one seed in the Eastern Conference, the Milwaukee Bucks, is they kind of skipped a step or two, right? They went from last year being the hunter to all of a sudden they're the number one team in the Eastern Conference, and now they're the hunted. And I'm afraid they pretty much went from the bottom path, that bottom pack of the Eastern Conference teams to make the playoffs. Now they're the number one seed. They kind of skipped being that 4 or 5 seed, that 2 or 3 seed. And my concern with playoff basketball is they're not going to be able to turn that switch on every game. I still have them winning this thing in 5. I will give the Pistons game 3 on their home court. That's my prediction. Giannis, it's on you, big fella.